year, guys, that there isn't going to be a little more chippy. It's going to get a little chippy in this first game with them. I didn't even look at the schedule. Jamie, I have no idea when, as a hockey guy and a junior Panther at one point in your life, I can't imagine they're just going to let that go. And John Cooper was like, oh, like everybody's making too much of it. And like, hey, you know, when brought these guys up, they look like they're more interested in cheap shots and fighting than they were playing hockey in that game on their way back to the minors.
I mean, yeah, it's just the rivalry. This has been brewing for a couple of years here in Florida. And whenever these two teams get together, it seems like they schedule a hockey game during a UFC fight. Like, I don't know what's going on.
No, it was crazy, wasn't it? It was over the top, right? A lot of those guys. Then they got the guy taunting the bench, like wants to fight everybody who wants me. And like, and they're all looking at him. I'm sure they're pissed off, but like, go back to the minors, get back on the bus and enjoy yourself. Anyway, that all starts up tonight. Goldie will join us later in the show. Let him get some sleep, and we'll jump on that. We do have a lot of other stuff, man. It's a great time, actually. Last night, got ourselves a really, really good Monday Night Football game. Chiefs at Jacksonville, back and forth. Both made mistakes, then both made great plays. You saw two quarterbacks, by the way, that can take off and run. One guy ran for 50. The other guy ran for 60. They made throws. It was just a fun game, back and forth. Mahomes thought he might have it. He scored at the end of the game, left too much time. Trevor Lawrence goes down, gets a pass interference call, and they go on. He falls down. He gets up. If you miss it, you'll see it today. I thought maybe some of the guys on Kansas City's defensive line kind of stopped on the play. He gets up, runs in for a touchdown, breaks a tackle, Trevor Lawrence, and wins. And all of a sudden, the Colts and the Jags are 4-1, both of them. The Colts and the Jags are 4-1. Now, Jacksonville's been in a funk for a long time. We saw it last year, right? They get a new head coach, bring in a new GM, and they bring in a Hall of Famer at the top to kind of oversee what he wants it to look like. And he's got an owner that supports him. And they've been trying everything. You know the deal. We're all wondering, is Trevor Lawrence ever going to look like the first overall quarterback? And he got a new contract, and some people are questioning he's either hurt or he doesn't play well. And so he's gotten off to a nice little start, had a nice game except for trying to jump over the top of a goal line. He got it punched out going into the end zone last night for a fumble, and Chiefs got it back. But, man, it's a nice story. Good story. Kansas City comes to town, and they don't back down and get the last drive and leave just not enough time for Mahomes to do anything, just a few seconds to try to win that game. But, hey, man, they turned it around. They got a coach, looks like, getting more out of the guys. They're healthier. Listen, it's a combination of a lot of things. But there is a whole new feel to everything from what they had last year, because last year everybody thought, oh, we got a chance, and then they got off to a bad start against the Dolphins and had a chance to put it away, and then the fumble, and then they fell apart in the fourth quarter. But nice start for both those teams. By the way, the Chargers will be in town, and yes, Herbert versus Tua, the 25th and 6th round first picks in the draft. Number 5 pick, number 6 pick will play against each other. And that will be a story and a topic later in the week, I'm sure. And then we have baseball, man. I had to pop it over, watch the Dodgers have a big inning against the Phillies last night, end up winning 4-3. They're up, Dodgers up 2 games, get 2 games in Philly to start it. And they look really good. Oh, God. And they just bring in one pitcher after the next. And Brewers, by the way, also up 2-0 now over the Cubs. Even the Heat in action last night in a preseason game, and it'll be fun to see. They got a bunch of guys out. A bunch of their guards are banged up right now, but Jovic in the starting lineup, and Jaime Jaquez also in the starting lineup last night. So a lot of stuff going on. A lot of cool stuff to see, and Hey, man, sometimes when you have a game like the Dolphins have and you lose it that way, the way they did, it's just nice to get away. It was nice to watch the Chiefs in Jacksonville play a really good game. Not a perfect game. It was a typical game. Mahomes throws a pick six down inside the 10-yard line. You know, guy runs it back 99 yards for a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence jumps over the top, as I said before, and gets it knocked out of his hand. That will be a lesson every coach would be talking about when you're down on the one. Maybe tuck it and go low instead of go over the top, where he reaches the ball out and a guy punches it. Just a great play by the Kansas City Chiefs to pop that ball out. And so anyway, as I said, it's going to be a fun time to be in sports and talking about everything that's going on. So getting back to still early in the season, even though they better start playing better, or you will just be in the back of the sports page, and that's the Miami Dolphins, who had some things you could question, and we're going to have later in the show, Kyle Krabs will join us, and we'll talk to him a little bit this morning. Here's how it stands. You saw the line play on both sides. Okay, that's what you have. You can't get rid of everybody. You can't all of a sudden coach them up with some super pill and give them a super pill, and all of a sudden they're going to change who they are. You've got some young guys in a funk. You got some guys that you brought in that aren't playing great. Your draft class is really struggling. Really, this rookie draft class is overall, it's struggling. There's growing pains. There's obviously major upside. Anybody who follows football understands it doesn't happen overnight for rookies. It does for some. And when you do get a couple of those guys, it sure is nice. It seemed to happen a lot more in the old days than it happens now, at least around here. But this class has, they put a lot on this class. They made it pretty clear this class is going to make up a lot of playing time, more than we've done before. And 3 of your 6 defensive linemen are drafted rookies, Biggers, Phillips, and Grant. And it's slow. It's been a real slow process. I think it's been real frustrating because Kenneth Grant, you expected, because he is a first-round pick, just the way it is, brother. You're a first-round pick, man. More is expected of you right away. Sorry, I didn't make the rules. That's just the way it is. Big signing bonus. One of the top guys taken at your position next to your sidekick at Michigan. There are a lot of guys out there, and they took you. So there is a lot. And hopefully he doesn't get down on himself. Hopefully he listens to Austin Clark and those guys as coaches, and he gets better. But they're not going to bench him. And they're going to keep playing. So I just wanted to bring that. The other thing is Waddle, Waller, and Achane are we're going to live and die with Waddle, Waller, and Achane. That is a majority of our offense. You saw some of it not get used in the second half. Head scratching, when I hear guys that have been really brilliant offensive guys that they have on the offensive side of the ball and that coaching staff, guys that have coordinator backgrounds, that have been around passing games, and they're telling me they can't get the ball to Waller in the second half. I took that to bed with me last night. I just said, you know what? I see number 1 receivers catch the football in the first and second, and I know the number 1 priority of every defense is to make sure those guys don't have big games. And yet I still see those guys catching the football in the first half and the second half. One of the greatest stories, check that. The best story by far on this team is Waller, who misses the first 3 games. Hell, I thought he was going to get cut. I really did. The truth be known, there were no expectations for me, and I find out he's just seeing him the last couple games. He's leader, plays with passion. You saw him run around. He didn't look like a 33-year-old guy that's been out of football the way he's running around. Ran down the field twice for big gains. We haven't seen that in a long, long time. And so he has this unbelievable first half, 5 catches and 78 yards. And all they can say in the second half is we couldn't find a way to get him the ball. We must be limited. Must be like, so teams, are going to adjust to what you do. You know that. We don't ever seem to have a counter to everybody's adjustments. I listened to that too deep stuff to the point I wanted to puke over the last couple of years. Puke. It is such a cop-out. And I'm talking about guys a lot smarter than me. And I'm not going to use the Marino too deep. I'm not. And they're playing because he had the same kind of receivers in the 80s that the Dolphins have now. I don't think it's good, but they had the 2 guys on the outside. Never. Hell, all it did was somebody go too deep. It just was attack the middle of the field nonstop. One of us was running down the middle of the field, 5 steps behind the 2 guys, sprinting down the sideline on the outside. And I have never heard till seeing this staff talk about they couldn't beat too deep. And everybody's figured out we got to make adjustments. And I just don't. Again, they're all smarter than I am. They have bigger vocabularies in football than I do. The wording now, the verbiage is a lot different now than it used to be, and they've added more onto it. I don't, for the life of me, understand when you got a guy as good as Waller, you can't get him the ball in the second half. It's incredible. Waddle had himself a nice game. Achane is going to continue. All 3 of those guys have 3 touchdowns. They're a big part of this offense going forward. They're going to be the 3 key guys. Waller is clearly still got it, man. Clearly. But I don't understand that. I'm just being very, very honest. I don't understand. And I'm sure they can take shots and tell me he's a dumbass. He doesn't know. Well, I do know one thing. We had an offense that was wide open, and we took the too deep out of people. People that decide they're going to do the too deep, they changed because of what we did. We didn't change because of what they did. Anyway, I just want to get that out of the way, man. This stuff and guys, and we get off to great starts, and then all of a sudden, well, they figured out what we were doing. Okay. All right, you guys are smart, though. Just because somebody makes a nice adjustment, you make one right back at them. That's kind of the way it rolls there. Anyway, hey, we got to go to break here early this morning. We got a lot of stuff. Atlantic Men's Clinic. Hey, for every guy, even guys over there right now, a little tired, don't have the same energy they used to have, a little down right now. Hey, man, I get it. I've had ED and low T, had it so bad it was ridiculous. My sex drive was absolutely gone, man. It was terrible. And I was like, what am I going to do? I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I got the testing done, the PSA test. I met with their professionals. Everything's private, and they ask you questions, and you answer the questions. They go, we got a program for you here. This is for you, specifically for you. Atlantic Men's, this is what they do. They knock out low T and ED. They get your energy back, your sex drive back. You feel better. You have more energy again to get back to those workouts you used to do. And that 20 pounds you gained because you lost your energy and you're still eating the same amount of food, well, it's gone. Atlantic Men's Clinic works so many different ways. It really does. Hey, and the most important thing I always get, I tell it kicks in quickly. The program works right away. You're going to have great results. We got 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Brand new one in Hollywood. Real convenient for a lot of people out there. And I just want to let you know, call 877-455-7300. Set up that first appointment. If you didn't write it down, just visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Hey, set up that first appointment. It's the most important one. And guys, if you've been thinking about it, he's exaggerating. No, I'm not. It works. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Man, I got to tell you, I got up and saw the highlights this morning of, I couldn't stay awake the whole time, I'd be lying to you, of the Chiefs in Jacksonville last night. What a game. What a friggin' game, man. 31-28. Mahomes, I'm guessing, thought he might have the game, scored a little too early, and Trevor Lawrence goes 7 plays, 60 yards. Leaves just a few seconds on it. Got a pass interference. Got a little help on a pass interference call down in the end zone. And then he falls down, gets up, runs in the end zone, and ends up being the game winner. Jags go to 4-1. Go to 4-1 for everybody that might have seen it. Because, hey, like everybody, man, trying to figure out if Trevor Lawrence could play or not. He looks a lot better right now. It is amazing that they're healthier. Helps. But they cleaned house. Jacksonville cleaned it, man.
You know, it's tough to watch a team like that pass you up.
Oh, they did.
Because we talked about them going into the season. We go, man, Jacksonville, we're probably better than they are, right? Or right there. And, man, they have passed your ass by. And it's funny you say we're still trying to figure out if Trevor Lawrence can play. Like, if we're trying to figure that out, what do we do with our guy?
Well, no, just because he's had the injury bug.
There is zero in common.
No.
You talk about Trevor Lawrence and our guy. Well, yeah. I mean, guy's running all over the place.
Well, that's the other thing is.
So, at least he gives you a chance, right? When you got a guy that's athletic like that can run and make some plays, at least he gives you a chance. And he's not great, Joe. He made a lot of mistakes.
I'm not saying he's great. He's a good player. Now, listen, I just always think his potential and upside, because physically his size.
Yeah, he actually has potential and upside. That's the difference.
And the other thing is, like last night, I mean, he and Mahomes, they ran for 110 yards between them. One guy ran for 60, the other guy ran for 50. And you see that, and they're running around back there. And if they see in man-to-man, they're going to take off and run and slide, play smart. But it was just a fun game to watch last night. And the Colts and the Jags are 4-1. Incredible. Colts are close to being, honestly, 5-0 should be.
They should be. Are the Chiefs and Ravens going to miss the playoffs?
I don't think the Chiefs are.
What's happening here, man?
The Chiefs look.
Is that how Josh Allen's going to get to a Super Bowl just because those other two teams don't make it?
Well, the Chiefs look better. Boy, I'll tell you what, though, the Ravens.
The Ravens are in deep trouble, though. They do have other problems besides Lamar missing.
Yeah, no,
I know they said he might be back. He might not this week.
That's one side of the ball, having him back. But what about the other?
Yeah, well, they just Houston hang 46 on him, 44 or something
in Baltimore. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, it will be interesting. And by the way, Chargers come to town. They've lost 2 in a row after starting 3-0 on the season.
Yeah, what happened to them? They looked like one of the better teams in the league for.
Well, they now have their top 2 running backs and their 2 tackles.
Yeah.
By the way, they went out and spent money. I mean, they drafted high first-round tackles, 2 really good ones. One's out for the year, and the other one's got a high ankle sprain. I don't know if
it's too bad.
He's going to be back. But
I hear about anyone's injuries.
Nobody wants to hear about any of them, including what's going on in Baltimore with all their guys. I don't know how many are out for the year, but we got, a lot of guys going on the IR, which is minimum of 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's going to be kind of fun to see what's going to happen now in the AFC, as you just said, because some of the best teams that were supposed to be there with Lamar and Mahomes, and you watch, although Kansas City looked a lot better last night, but their schedule doesn't get easier. They got Detroit this week.
That's not a great loss to Jacksonville there. Do you think both of those teams make the playoffs?
Yes.
You do think Baltimore makes the playoffs?
No. I thought you were asking me about the Colts and Jags both. I'm sorry.
No. I'm talking about the teams that are in the playoffs making runs every year. Chiefs and Ravens. Do they both make the playoffs this year?
Well, so
I don't think the Ravens are going to turn it around.
No, but the Chiefs are only 1 game out of first place.
Yeah,
everybody's
the Chiefs
3-2
probably
and 2
will,
and 3.
right? Eventually. It's funny, the Chiefs looked really good a week ago.
The Chiefs look good. They didn't look that bad last night.
No, they didn't look terrible.
Mahomes throws a pick 6.
I know.
In the end zone. That's
not good.
If it's not Mahomes, the guy's getting killed. Devin Lloyd runs it back 99 yards. Like, what do any other quarterbacks probably except maybe the couple of the top guys to get the benefit of the doubt because they've been so good for
Yeah.
so long.
Mahomes gets a lifetime hall pass.
But Mahomes, I mean, that thing not only got picked, they ran it back the whole way, and you start losing points. Well, your defense can't help you because of special teams returns and pick sixes. They are just killers. They are just absolute killers with so many of these teams so close. But, hey, man, Chiefs took a lead last night. You're thinking, all right, Kansas City's defense will stop them.
So you do think the Ravens make the playoffs, though?
No.
Okay. So I say they're going to win probably 9 games, right? At least right now, they'd have to win 9 more games to get to 10.
If they could get everybody back, it's just not going to happen, though. I mean, they got guys that are out.
1-4 is a deep hole, man.
Yes.
Not that like our team is,
And by the way, Harbaugh's not, and I know everybody likes this. We like something real fast, and like Harbaugh's going to get fired. Like, why would he get fired?
They were talking about it driving in this morning.
Most
said he's out after this year.
Most consistent winner, one of the 3 or top winners over like every year.
Got to get over the hump eventually, right?
Really?
I don't know.
We can't. We're trying to have a winning record, and we're trying to win a playoff game, and we're trying to win a division. I mean, we have stepped back so far, and you can tell I'm still really frustrated with this whole thing. I really am. I just I give everybody the benefit of the doubt on the organization.
You're a little calmer this morning, at least.
Yeah, I am better. But I'm thinking like we're talking about extensions and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what, man? This thing never used to be about a winning record, like 9-8. He had another winning record. Like what? What? This thing, when I got here, and again, the 70s teams kind of ruined it for everybody. They went undefeated in back-to-back Super Bowl championships. And if it wasn't for the fact the new league came in and paid a bunch of guys a lot of money, God only knows how good that team, that undefeated team of guys would have been. But, so now you're playing with some of those guys at the end of their careers. And those guys they've been places nobody's been in the history of the game. And you're looking at Little and Kuchenberg and I'm like, oh my God, this is, and they make a real clear day one, man. It's to win the division. We want to stay home during the playoffs. Because nobody wants to come here and play in this heat. Usually it's cold weather, right? Nobody wants to play in our heat. And with the Orange Bowl crowd, which used to be friggin' as loud as any place in the NFL. And then we go from there. Now we talk about winning records, and we went to wild card playoff games. I'm like, we lost. Like, is that where we are? And it's not all their fault. Because it started these problems before them, before Mike got here. Chris has been here for a lot of it. But, man, it's just frustrating. I see the frustration, and somebody told me yesterday I'm done. And I get the reaction after a game, and you blow a 17-point
been a lot
lead.
of that over the last
I understand
days,
that, but that's been – I've heard that.
No one's done, though, man. Hey,
radio.
There's Dolphins know one thing. They know that people are going to keep coming back no matter what kind of filth they put on the field. Those games, people are going, man. Right? It's not a bunch of empty seats at that stadium. People are going to those games.
So I have a guy.
I know people are trying to get rid of their tickets a little cheaper, but
I don't care about the tickets.
But people are going to go. That's the thing, man. Like the NFL.
You care.
The NFL's a machine. People are going to go.
Yes.
And no matter what garbage the Dolphins roll out there year after year, people are going to go.
Did I see a lot of red at the game last night? Was there a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans?
Well, yeah, they're the best. It's like the Yankees or something,
So,
yeah, people root for the Chiefs. That surprised you?
No. But I was to the point, like, even if you don't buy the tickets, the other teams, especially the good teams, their fan base going, hey, let's take a little trip to South Florida for a few
NFL's
days.
Business is good, whether you stink, whether you're playing well. Look, man, the one constant has been they just haven't been able to figure out that quarterback position. And it's funny because Omar Kelly's up at 6:30 in the morning fighting with people on Twitter here about Tua.
What? That he can run like those two guys last night when a play breaks down?
Omar, quote tweets some guy who said, they finally realize he's not the guy, and then Omar goes, "All that's wrong with the Dolphins franchise, and y'all are bashing a 100 rated QB who threw 3 touchdowns in his first game
God.
without Tyreek Hill."
Omar.
Omar's got numbers for Tua
Omar,
for every little
Omar,
defense he wants to make,
Omar,
man.
I hope you get a great one-on-one with at some
No,
point
but this
with
is the
Tua.
problem with
I hope
people
Tua
who
sits down and really opens up to you.
this is the problem with people who deal with numbers, right? And who try to throw numbers at things when you can just watch.
Yeah.
And see if a guy passes the eye test,
But I knew,
or doesn't.
hey, Woody, I knew after the game, and I look and I go, hey, Tua, three touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and had a couple of throws down the middle of the field to his tight end, had a nice throw to Waddle on the outside. This is going to allow his fan base of people that believe you just got to always just keep putting more around him. It's not him, it's his old line.
But you need to consider certain things, though, too. Like the Dolphins didn't go on the road to Buffalo and come up just short. They're playing Carolina.
Yes.
Carolina's, I guess they're not as bad as you, but they're one of the worst teams in football.
Yeah.
They've been that's been one of the worst franchises in all football for a long time.
If Omar would stick with, we have more problems than that right now.
Which we do, of course they do.
We have a line problem right now on both sides of the ball. We do, and it's real bad on one side, and it's not good enough on the other sometimes either. And then I don't know, so I'm trying to figure out if Mike and his coaching staff could ever tell the truth privately, which they're never going to do. Then you're throwing one of their players under the bus. I don't know if they would ever say, the reason we do all these things the last couple of years because our offensive line isn't really what it needs to be.
You go to a game every Sunday, Joe. Do you ever see teams that have offensive lines built like, let's say, how Carson Beck gets to stand back there, right, where Carson stands in the pocket for 10 seconds and he's patting the ball, and you just don't see it. Every team in the NFL is trying to build an offensive line like that.
So you
just don't see it.
We have some good offensive lines, but I got to tell you, I watch every quarterback, no matter what the offensive line is, the pocket breaks down. It breaks down no matter what game you're watching. I'm not saying every play.
Yeah, because you got elite pass rushers on the other side of the ball too.
But it's like they're gonna win sometimes the one-on-one battles, and you have to keep the play alive or have the right play on to get rid of the ball. Or the thing that a lot of guys are doing, they take off and run. They take off and run, and they make a first down, or they put you in a situation where you're 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, you can make a first down. All right, we got to go to break here. We got a lot more stuff to get to. Want to talk about Dr. Barry and his staff. They do a great job. I'm talking about mental health. I'm talking about guys that get off the road a little bit, man, just a little bit. Been off the road a few times, a little bit. Been back on it here in good shape, so don't worry about me. I'm good, but Dr. Barry and his staff at Recovery Unplugged are just doing unbelievable work. And if you find yourself, for personal reasons, job, relationships, things that just got you a little off what you should be right now, it's okay. It does happen. And they got some great programs for you. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and their innovative treatments like this ketamine therapy for depression and anxiety and trauma. And if you're going through it, it's normal. A lot of people dealing with a lot of anxiety. If you are someone you love, need some winning strategy, tell them about Recovery Unplugged. Take them there. Set it up. And if you're going through it directly, make the call, 954-737-4508, or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone deserves a great season in life. Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody out there, man. Tonight, good night, man. Good night. NHL champion Florida Panthers play at 5 o'clock, Amaranth Bank. Jerry's house, they'll be there and open up against Chicago Blackhawks. No Barkov, no Tkachuk, but they got the rest of the boys all together, and Tkachuk will be coming back sometime, I believe I heard December again last night. We'll talk to Steve Goldstein at 9 o'clock this morning. And so that thing gets going. Heat and the Bucks last night, and preseason still got a little bit of time before they start their season. And then really unbelievable story, because this is clearly, I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm always careful before everybody starts going, they're just going to win out. The Canes are 5-0, number 2 in the country on a bye week. Louisville, when they come back on Friday night, not this Friday, but the following Friday, will play. But I think our eyeballs are all telling us the same thing. This is the best and deepest overall team, and they've been healthy so far. This is the best team they've had in a long, long time. I was trying to go back for some of you Canes fans. 2 best teams we've had in recent years. And by the way, kind of the same things happened. Mark Richt's year, where they were, 9-0 or 10-0, and then lost 3 in a row. Thing ended, just fell apart. And then Mario's year last year, they were looking good. They had the loss to Georgia Tech, and then they had the loss to Syracuse, and they lost the bowl game. And but this thing, those teams had some problems. They weren't, and had some injuries at the end of the year, lost some key guys, as I recall. But this thing has got some depth. It's got a lot of good players at every part of this team, every part. Now, I got to tell you, Carson Beck is not Cam Ward. He's not. I'll tell you what, he's a draftable NFL guy, and he can throw it. He could throw it. We saw it. And by the way, this is what's going on with this team right now, and the national TV games they've played. It is so good for business right now, because Mario's always looking not only about winning games, but that state championship thing was all about recruiting, in case you didn't know, and being able to send stuff out, because the Miami Hurricanes are recruiting some of the same guys Florida State and Florida are recruiting. Some of them are not sure where they're going to go yet, and some have already kind of committed to Florida or Florida State. And by the way, just because they verbally committed does not stop Mario Cristobal and his coaching staff and his recruiting staff from going after people. He'll never stop. He's relentless. So, and then the second part is some of the guys, man, like quarterback, I'm watching this and I'm like, damn, last year I saw Cam Ward have all day to throw. Now I'm watching Carson Beck have all day to throw the football down the field. With that running game, man, I want to go there. So, and then the commitment they've made to play today's game of NIL, and they're in it, man. They are in it 100%. It's doable to keep it going like this for a while, because it looks good. I know Canes fans, if you've seen it and you're going, well, last year was a defense, and this year you're looking and you're going, man, first of all, development of the wide receivers, the 1-2 punch we have at the 2 receivers has been great. Now we have some other guys, don't get me wrong, but it's clearly right now it's a 1-2 punch at running back. And again, they have other guys, but you got a 1-2 punch there that you just can't stop letting them get most of the work. And you got a 1-2 punch at wide receiver. And boy, they complement each other real well. They've been able to make a lot of plays. So it's been a lot of good stuff. The Malachi Tony story, CJ Daniels story has been great. And then the defensive story, I had no idea. Maybe the biggest surprise for me, maybe not for you, the way Ruben Bain has come back this year off his injury a year ago. And Mesidor on the other side, who
That duo is insane, man.
spin moves, the quickness off
What
the ball.
Bain was doing in that game, I mean, again, he looked like Micah Parsons out there, man.
All right.
He was in the backfield every single play. He was a game wrecker.
He's
It was
getting after it.
unbelievable.
He's teeing off.
But Joe, this team, like, if I asked you what their weakness is, I don't think they have one. And that's very unusual to say about a team.
There's just so much pressure up front. I was trying to think.
Where is the weakness on this team? Almost always you can look at a team and be like, well, this is where you'd attack. This is where they struggle. Like,
yeah. No,
I'm
it's
not
good.
so sure where it is, man.
I love the two linebackers are playing a lot right now. They've been really good. The guys inside.
The job that Corey Heatherman has done on that defense.
No, he's been fantastic.
The improvement from last year is absolutely unreal.
They've upgraded talent, to be fair.
Yes.
Not taken away. I mean, Heatherman's done a great job.
They're really well coached, man, both sides of the ball.
But
they're really prepared.
I want to say the other thing, too, just guys that have really jumped up. Moten at the defensive tackle position out of Cardinal Gibbons has really 325 pounds, the biggest tackle you have. He has really stepped it up, too. It's just a lot of really, really good stories on this team. And I'm like everybody else, everybody's going, hey, are they that good? Guys in California go, hey, they look real good. Or when I go, no, they're good everywhere. It's not. I know we only talk about 5 or 6 names on that team, and did that with Mario yesterday, and he was quick to throw a whole bunch of other names in there too, which I get, but it does start. This team does start on the line of scrimmage, and probably what you're getting right now from Ruben Bain and Mesidor on the other side. It's just fantastic stories. And I can't wait, man. Louisville's got a nice little team coming in here next Friday night.
Well, look, the bottom line is Miami's going to be heavily favored the rest of the way. Every single one of these games. But the question becomes, can you close these ones out, man? You got Pitt at the end of the season.
You worry about
tricky,
spreads. Yeah, I'm not worried.
I'm just saying, I don't care what the spread. I'm just saying, they are going to be heavily favored the rest of the way. There's not a team on that schedule that's left, especially with all those home games that beat you.
Nope. But you got to go about business in every game. If Marlon keep this thing focused the way it has so far, there's been no letdowns, and where everybody's worried about a little letdown in this and letdown on that. Do you
agree though too?
He's not letting them drink the Kool-Aid over there.
We talk so much about coaching, on these shows and all these teams, but man, Miami's preparation for that FSU game. Their game plan, they were so well coached in that game. Just
looked
so
unbelievable.
Prepared.
That first 3 quarters was just flat out dominant. It was crazy. Hey, we got to go to break here. We got 7:00 hour coming up there, Woody. Got a lot of stuff to get to. Hey, let me tell you, if you're a business owner and you're feeling all the stress, the headaches, maybe you're just tired of being tired, all right? I got a guy that you need to call. His name is the main man, Anthony Caliendo. You've heard the main man for 30 years. This Anthony Caliendo character. Well, he's got a lot more than just being a character to him. He is the business broker expert. He's the best business broker in the entire state of Florida. He doesn't just list businesses. He packages businesses to sell, and that can really help you, man. Help you out to get the most, the best. Florida's booming right now, folks. A lot of people coming down here looking to buy companies just like yours. And that's what's made it so special. This guy's got a book full of people who said, hey, this business pops up. I'd be interested in taking a look and maybe buying it. Hey, man, I got to tell you right now, Anthony's got a program called the Biz Exit Experts Advisor Program. Listen to this. It can help you increase your business value by up to 71% or more before you even list it or sell it. 80,000 business owners have already used it. I'm telling you, the main man does it from start to finish, man. Everything you need to do to get the most money for your business. Anthony Caliendo, the main man, can do it. Dial 1-800 the main man. That's 1-800 the main man. Talk to him directly. You'll be impressed. That's the guy you want to represent you. He's big. He's the main man. 1-800 the main man.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito. Our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who will open up their season tonight when they welcome in Chicago. The puck drops at 5 o'clock from Amarant Bank Arena. The game can be heard here on WQAM with Doug Plagans and Billy Lindsay on the call. Over to the Heat, who fell to the Bucks 103-93. The Heat will continue the preseason when they host San Antonio tomorrow night. In the NFL, Week 5 wrapped up with the Jaguars beating the Chiefs 31-28. Week 6 begins on Thursday with the Eagles and Giants. And in baseball, the Brewers beat the Cubs 7-4 to go up 2-0. And the Dodgers took a 2-0 lead on the Phillies, winning 4-3. A little something out there for everyone right now, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a great time of the year, man. Popping around there last night, and Dodgers and Phillies. Dodgers just look good, God. They just had so much pitching. And that lineup ain't bad either.
Brewers been strong through two.
Brewers look good. Good start for them. You're right. It's just that money talk. So when we get into this thing,
playoff baseball's fun, isn't it?
It is good. It's
nice to get.
Hey,
back
you know
here
what?
Some point.
They all, to be fair, all the games change, don't they? Though everybody says the same thing about hockey.
Oh yeah,
it's you.
Hockey
jump into
definitely
that.
ratchets it up. The NBA, but playoff baseball's different though.
Yeah,
it's like you're sitting on every pitch, and
you are.
It
is.
I go to a regular season game. You'll take 3 innings off just to go hit the concession stand.
Well, listen, these lineups that they have, Philly's got some stars on their team. They got a nice little lineup. Don't have the pitching of the Dodgers, but
Yankees in a little bit of trouble though. Looks like, huh?
Yeah, I see that one coming now. All of a sudden, Yankees down 2-0, they got to jump back and win
right?
3,
they got to win tonight,
or they're going to be going home and early. So anyway, it's been fun. This is a great time of the year, and tonight, the NHL champions, back-to-back champions, Florida Panthers, open up tonight at Jerry's house in Amarant Bank Arena, 5 o'clock start. Where the hell happened on that? Where that was like, you look at the time, I'm like,
they actually called.
I'm in.
When they were doing the schedule, they called over here. You weren't here that day, but I said, listen, we wake up really early in the morning. 5 o'clock would be perfect.
It doesn't matter
Catch us
what
right
time.
at the start of dinner time, be perfect.
That celebration and everything that they'll do, and then of course Chicago Blackhawks in town. And then we get to look and see what it's going to look like. What's life going to be with, arguably, I hate to say this because they got so many good players, but Barkov out for the season and Kachuk out until December. So how are they going to look? In
the big favorites tonight, by the way.
Yeah, Verhaeghe, Reinhart. They got some. You say the names, these names, you're going Verhaeghe. Oh, yeah, Reinhart. Oh, yeah. Bennett. Pick up Seth Jones, who's a big horse. Forsling, Big Bob, Marchand, Ekblad. Hopefully Ekblad's all right from the other night. I didn't hear what the outcome was after Bozo, the ass clown, decided he wanted to come out and turn it into a boxing match before he went down to the minors again. Anyway, that's tonight, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. And like you said, we just got a lot of stuff going on. If you just happen to work out of your office all day while you're working, turn that TV on. Sure is nice starting around dinner time. Got really spoiled in that first round with those 1 o'clock games. Good God. That was old school, man. That was kind of when we were growing up. They had baseball games on during the day while you were in school, the World Series and stuff. They played them during the day. And the teacher, because they all love baseball, lets you listen to baseball games.
Nothing like meaningful day games, man. Like you get that with the NCAA tournament does it. That's the best, right? It's like it's noon and there's like games that you're actually interested in.
I don't know if TV Monday through Friday likes it because I
don't care what they like. I'm just saying for us personally, like I love a good noon game.
That's selfie watching on your part, but you're right. I'm the same way.
And I am jealous of those people out west because that schedule is fantastic.
Unbelievable.
I've never seen anything like it. I haven't spent much time out on the West Coast, but that is really cool.
Everything is
9 a.m.
Hey, Dad, we're going to church because I know we go every Sunday. I don't mind going to that 7:30 mass.
I don't know what the Sunday routine is for most people, but I don't really watch any of the pregame shows. I kind of try to get, some of the stuff around the house done or whatever. Run to the grocery store, but man, to wake up and just be like ready to roll. would be really nice.
It is nice, man. 10 and 1 o'clock games on the West Coast. Growing up out there, it is nothing like it, but you just got so much more stuff now. My God, everything. You know what? You ever watch the college football? You can go to 12. I was in my hotel room the other night, and they got games on.
All the way through the.
There's like 12 games on. Like,
well, I guess they start 11 a.m. in a lot of these places, right? That's why the big noon thing has pissed people off. Because, like, I think they're in Illinois this week, if I'm not mistaken. I know that's an 11 a.m.
I see Indiana and Oregon play each other.
Yeah, but these games are all like they're even 11 a.m. kick locally. I mean, I love it, but I'm guessing they're not crazy about it.
It's
tailgating at 6 a.m. or whatever.
Tell you what, the college football games, though, just so many of them. And no matter, I mean, watch your school.
You can watch those games till 3 a.m, man. Those really games out west.
So besides all that, this Mendoza story too at Indiana is just such a great story. It really is. I mean, it's unbelievable. Some people, and be careful here, he might be the first quarterback taken in the draft.
Who are your sources on that? You said some people. Who are your sources?
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, he got really good. He was the third quarterback at Cal. And they're like, I don't know. He's kind of tall and, lanky. And he got better and better. Goes to Indiana. Had a bunch of offers. By the way, it wasn't like Indiana was the only, school that said, hey, leave Cal, come play. We got money and we're spending it and we got some players for you. This story and how good he is, even the fact that he'd be in a first-round pick, I'm dying to see what he looks like. I have not seen him play. I see his numbers. I see he's a Heisman. Is he number one right now, right, for the Heisman when they do percentages? It's early in the year. Don't get me wrong. He's in a big, tough conference, so I know that could change. But what a start. What a start for this kid, man. It's just it's a great story. Great local story. Went to Columbus High School, and that team's undefeated, and he's a big part of it. And they got Oregon this week, which I guess will be a big, big test for him to see how that goes, because Oregon's got, well, clearly one of the 3 or 4 best teams in college football right now. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff going on here this morning. Got great entertainment last night. Great entertainment. Got a really good Monday Night Football game. Chiefs at Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville would turn into old Jacksonville last night. I was wrong. The Chiefs took the lead late in the game, though. Took the lead. Had to overcome a 99-yard pick six. Mahomes threw. But, man, they took the lead. They left a little too much time. Trevor Lawrence brings them 7 plays, 60 yards, a little pass interference in the end zone. That, puts the ball down there at the 1-yard line, and they end up scoring. And that was the ball game, 31-28. The Colts and the Jags are 4-1. That we can talk about great stories, and I know Tampa Bay's, winning on every last drive right now, and nobody's seen it. But the Colts and the Jags. Remember this Colts thing wasn't too long ago? They were a mess because they didn't know which quarterback was going to start. Oh, they started the right guy. And they got a really good team. They are real close to being 5-0. Of course, you could say that about a few teams. The Eagles probably feel the same way. But, man, Colts and Jags start this season 4-1. It's supposed to be. It was the Texans. Aren't the Texans always supposed to win that division? And this year, it's Colts and the Jags. Crazy. Anyway, we got one here this Sunday. Going back, here we go again. I don't know how many times Herbert and Tua have played against each other. It seems like 3 or 4 times already. But we go back to 2020 draft. The 5th and 6th picks will face off this Sunday at 1 o'clock. And so anyway, we'll obviously have the rest of the week to talk about all that stuff. We do have to go to break here. We've got a lot good data, a lot of stuff going on. Kane sitting there 5-0, number 2 in the country. And man, they look it. They look the part They do across the board. For Canes fans that have watched this, I know Vic's up early in the morning. Woody, this goes way, way back. The last time we had a team that looked this good, that had the depth and truly didn't have any shortcomings at any position like this team right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And by the way, they play with a little edge to them. You notice that? They got right in that camera after they scored that first touchdown. They're doing the chop. And
by the way,
they're talking a little bit.
The funniest thing, CJ Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that.
Right
man.
into the camera.
There's a little something to this team.
I was laughing.
It was funny. I don't know if you heard Mario. He was
funny.
talking about, his teams and, what they did back when he played and, try to compare it to these guys.
They have nothing in common.
I know.
First of all,
no, I know.
There were a ton of penalties. There's too many by UM anyway. Can you imagine if they were doing what they used to do? By the way, that started when they came out on the field and another team was stretching. They would go over and say stuff to guys they were playing against. And, those guys are looking, oh, God, here comes Warren Sapp. Oh, geez. Oh, no. I got to face him. He's coming over to tell me. He's going to smash me. All right. Hey, man, we got to tell you, when you do get injured, I got some really good news. I got good news when it comes to bad news, and that's Baptist Health South Florida and their sports medicine program. I know Baptist Health South Florida does a lot of great things. They do. They're all over South Florida for a lot of things. But, boy, when it comes to their sports medicine program, it doesn't take a backseat to nobody. Where do the pros go? Well, Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU, high school, college, and professional athletes, not just here in South Florida, but from all over the country, come to see their specialists, man. Not only great team doctors that are also some of my doctors, but also the specialists, knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. These guys are good, man. They're really good at what they do. Great results. They've seen it all. Boy, I'll tell you what. And then you throw in all the great facilities they have. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, where they're set. And I've had my operations a lot. We have to. It's there. It's Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility. It's 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. Really easy to get to. Right off 595, the Pineapple is alive and well. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho. One go every day. One go every day with these great doctors that they have about getting you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most.
I was, and we talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and that was kind of the extent of it.
Hey, I'm not real happy with losing that 17-point lead, and our record's now 1-4. Me neither, Mr. Ross. By the way, I speak on behalf of a fan base and everybody else that covers the team. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy with this start, but they're back home. Chargers, keep going. How do you fix it? I love when you ask a coach, like, it's been 5 weeks, right? You got some of the same problems, especially on line of scrimmage. Like, well, we just got to stay focused. And I'm like, well, what? What are you going to do? You're going to do more learning? You're going to do more walkthroughs? What? It's like the season started. It's kind of hard to change. Like, I didn't think Carolina's offensive line was going to run for 250 yards almost. I get he's got to answer this. Well, how do you fix this problem? Well, we just got to, whatever you're hearing, we just got to go back to work. I get it. You keep working on technique and, and these guys, I believe in these guys and in our rookie class. So everybody asks, and it's a great question. Did you think the development of this young class, of this rookie class, was going to take so long? And I go, yeah, but I'm guilty, so guilty of watching everybody and listening. Oh my God, the front seven defensively is going to be the strength of the team. I had no idea that it was not only going to be bad, it's going to be the worst in football. That's no stats. I'm talking run.
You hit some of those Pro Football Focus numbers.
No,
I saw Barry was tweeting about yesterday that they had guys that were like literally the last at their position.
Yeah, no, I did see Barry's stuff, but
brutal, man.
There's another one that you can't lie about. You're giving up 174 yards a game and a 5.6 average. That is dead last in the NFL. That's just a fact. So what I thought was going to be strength, and I knew there was going to be growing pains. I knew guys are going to, the old vets are going to get them and all the tricks and they're studying you and they know a whole bunch about you and you don't know a whole bunch about them, and you're going against a guy you watched when you were in high school. And by the way, this goes for Savai Naya too at guard. Boy, they had some ISOs on him. And one thing about it, nothing's sacred anymore. Like when we'd have bad games, you wouldn't even know it unless you were at the game. And, but now they got ISOs and all the writers and the guys, insiders all have, take a look at this, and they're showing plays of our young guys getting blocked or tripping, coming out of their guard position and out of position. The guy goes around them and makes a big play on Tua, and you're like, okay, I thought it would look better than it does right now. I did, but I'm not giving up on them, man. I'm not one that fire them all. I guess everybody knows when they say get rid of, we got to start getting rid of guys. Like, look at, we got 53 guys on this roster. Everybody's picking guys off every week, guys, and this is how. So the practice squad guys go to the active roster. Guys on the streets go to the practice squad. They pick up guys on other practice squads. They go to your 53-man roster. So you just run out of guys. Like everybody goes, well, why aren't we just bringing guys in? Just bring more guys in. What? So like when we're looking for an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, I want to let you know, so is everybody else. There's other teams putting defensive linemen on IR. And then now you got a practice squad guy ready. He's not ready. Okay, go find a guy that somebody else has got on their practice squad. It's better than what we have. And it's there's going to be a drop-off. If they're good, they're most likely not sitting out right now somewhere. So this is what you have. When Chris Grier finalized this 53-man roster, and he signed his name to it, Chris Grier, and he handed it to Mr. Ross, and he said, this is it, man. This is the deal right here. By the way, he shouldn't be getting a hall pass on this either. I know we're talking about X's and O's and and technique and all that stuff. But, you know, these guys, they do all the he's in charge of scouts and all those guys going out and bringing back information. We like this guy and this is the guy. Now, our coaches are in on the whole process, and they fall in love with guys too now. They're, oh, my God, he's going to be fine. He's going to be good. And then, well, you better coach him up because he's your guy now because we just drafted him. So it's hard. Now, listen, I know the Tua thing pops up every day because he's a quarterback and what he's making and stuff, and whether you like him or you don't like him. But we have bigger problems right this second. We do. And the lineup scrimmage has got to get better. We can't run for 82 yards and give up 174 yards. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen numbers that lopsided from what you gain per game and what you're giving up. You're flirting with 100 yards difference. You run the ball 30th in the league, 82 yards a game. Your run defense gives up 174 yards a game. It's a big difference. And that 5.6 yards average, that was numbers we had when we were 1-15 in the old days. I remember when we were struggling on the run back then. It was, it was bad. So anyway, not much you can do, man. You just got to coach them up and keep playing. It's really, doesn't do any good. You're not getting rid of them. You're not going to bench all these guys. Hell, how are you going to bench them? They make up 6 or 7 spots on your active roster. You're not getting rid of guys. Plus, most of them are going to get better. The lights are going to go on. They'll come back. The jump from year 1 to year 2 is amazing. Not that anybody wants to hear that when your team's 1-4. I don't want to hear it either. Listen, my patience, like yours, is run out. It has run out if you haven't listened to things that I've said. I'm tired of excuses. I hate when I hear we. I want to hear I want to hear guys looking in the mirror, not talking to other guys. I go we. I don't need to hear we. I want to hear I got to play better. I got to lead these guys. Hey, I need to play better. I got to make sure he plays better. That's all. But you know what? I thought we just played against one of the 3 or 4 worst teams in football, Carolina. I did. I told everybody, so I'm not sitting here as a phone. Woody's been with me. I thought, I could have named them the Titans and New Orleans, and there were a few teams. But Carolina was in there after what New England did to them. I went, oh God, they're bad. They're a bad team. I know they won 30-0 against Atlanta, and I was trying to figure it out. And then I check off 5 starters or 4 starters off their roster for the start of the game, and I'm like, oh boy, this is a game to get healthy. It started that way. I looked smart for 1 quarter, then I turned into a dumbass. But some of these problems, no matter who we're playing, hey, Jets, the worst team in football, I left them out. They haven't won a game. They ran for 200 yards against us. They just turned the ball over. God only knows we're not sitting here without a win if they don't turn the ball over a few times.
We're lucky we play them again. Might be our only other win.
We got another one up there later in the year. But, so it's a little bit of everybody to go around. I know we like 3 names, but I heard a great debate whether it's more Chris or more Mike yesterday. And I thought, I stepped back because we do this for a living down here. It's our market. It's our GM and head coach. And I was thinking, And I'm guessing, I'd love to have a couple beers with Anthony Weaver and go, hey, Anthony, would you like to have a little more talent on that team?
But that's why, it is Chris, right? Like, Chris is the one that picks the players. He's the one that has assembled this dumpster fire of a roster.
100%.
That's on him.
And by the way, if Chris doesn't like a player that Mike likes, maybe sometimes you have to go, hey, Mike, look at it. I'm responsible for this roster. I can no longer blame everybody else. This is, I signed off on all this stuff. I signed off on these contracts. Nothing that gets done if the GM doesn't say, let's do it. Let's do it. I like him.
The Darren Waller story is a nice story, but when one of your best offensive players is a guy that you kind of lucked into out of retirement.
By the way,
like,
you know how many teams would love to have him if we knew he's going to be that good?
I know. It's a weird story, though, man. Like, that's,
Hey, he caught everybody, and I got to tell you, I have nothing but good things to say. I had no idea he's going to be this good. No idea. Now I'm like, hey, you got to figure out in the first half. Can you figure something out in the second half for him? 5 for 78. We haven't had a tight end run down the middle of the field and split safeties in so long over the top of linebackers. It was so refreshing. He is so smooth. Runs like a deer. Big athletic, big hands, soft hands. Just sound like an attraction there for a second. I was getting into that whole thing, didn't it, Woody? Got a little scary. Hey, anyway, we got more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. Tell you what, though, if you need a little therapy, Monday Night Football gave it to you. Chiefs and Jacksonville back and forth in that fourth quarter. Huh?
Did it?
Oh, it was just fun to watch.
Mean, yeah, it's a great game, but the fact that the Jags have passed you up is not.
Hey, man, I didn't think the Colts. I never thought the Colts and Jags would be 4-1.
The Colts, I did not see that one coming. But
we were just talking before, and we're getting ready to play them, going, oh, they're a mess, man. They don't even know who's playing quarterback. Yeah. They're still going back and forth.
Jacksonville's put together a pretty nice team over there, though.
It's a lot of the same guys from last year.
They've hit on some guys, though.
Oh, they have.
Some good players on that team.
Good start for them, man.
Beat the Chiefs, though, man. That's impressive.
That's a great win. That's right. That's a great win. By the way, that for their psyche going forward, not to mention that conference or that division they're in. That is, hey, man, good for them. Good for them. How many games they win last year, Woody? They didn't win too many. It was
they just missed the playoffs, remember, didn't they?
No.
Or was that the year before?
That was Cincinnati. I don't know.
I remember. I don't know if it was the last year or the year before. Remember, Trevor Lawrence had a really bad game when they needed to win to get in or something. They lost a
lot of games last year, I think. All right. Hey, I don't know.
Can't keep track of all the bad teams, bro.
These years are flying. But I do know one thing. They cleaned it from right below the owner and the kid to down. And it's worked. It just feels and looks different. And, boy, they did not back down from the Super Bowl runner-ups last year. They had
4 wins last year. It was the year before they were 9-win team.
Well, they've already got the same amount of wins they had last year. Great. That's a good nice story, man.
Yeah.
There is hope. There is hope someday.
Hey, it should be easy for the Dolphins to double their win total next year.
All right.
It's probably going to win 2 or 3 games.
All right. Are you done?
Yeah,
so
I'm done. Sorry. We got headlines, too.
No, you
good
got,
stuff in the headline. Positive stuff in the headline.
Nothing positive about you walk around with a dark cloud around you. You're the guy everybody goes, is that the guy I want to punch him? I go, don't.
I got to read more Omar with all these glowing numbers. Makes everything sound great.
Now you're taking shots at Omar.
I am taking a shot at Omar.
Why don't you call him and tell him you're taking shots at him? Hey, I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage for just a second. Hey, man, it's about great service. It's about getting you a mortgage quickly. It really is. And Michael Kotze's got great programs out there. He really does. I'm talking about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. The man has no life. He's always working. You can get a hold of him 7 days a week. Matter of fact, he's even getting you pre-qualified on the weekends to get the work done, man. First-time home buyers, going to get you the lowest rates, which happen to be in the 5s right now. Self-employed, been declined by the banks. He's got a great program for you. Debt consolidation, man. If you need that cash and you need to just get these things paid off, they're driving you nuts. Again, you need somebody to come through quickly for you with the mortgage help. Michael Kotze's a guy to go to. Sit down with him, get it done. It happens about half the time of the big banks. The guy does a great job. He really does. And I also want to tell you, man, for folks out there, one of the most popular mortgages right now is the one he has for seniors. Programs that convert your home equity into money. You've just about paid that. That's what we do as we get older. We had that home either paid off or almost paid off, and we're sitting there with all that equity, and you could use it, right? If you're 62 or older, you qualify. Michael Kotze can get it done fast for you. Call or text him, 561-441-2730. Again, 561 441-2730, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender with 30-plus years of experience.
It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us here today?
All right, Joe. Start with the family-friendly new NFL here. And Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon, I don't know if you caught this, but he got after Amari DiMarcado for blowing their game and dropping the ball out the back of the end zone as he was running in for an easy touchdown.
Yeah.
Kind of a stupid play. We saw it a week ago, right? And this guy thought, let's flip the ball before we get into the end zone. So again, the coach got after him on the sideline.
Yeah.
Which is like, obviously, right?
So now the reaction has been, how dare you talk to a player and you show him up on TV like that and with your teammates.
It doesn't matter if he blows the game, makes a play like that.
So,
I mean, you know,
Woody,
you want to hear this is what he said yesterday. This is Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, I actually I woke up this morning and didn't feel great about it, honestly. And so in the team meeting, I addressed it. I apologized to Omari, apologized to the team. And I just told him I kind of let the moment of what happened get the better of me there. Obviously, like I try to be emotionally stable and calm because my job is to solve problems when during a game and kind of lead the charge on that. So it's not really who I am, who I want to be. And I told the guys that today. So it's a mistake by me. And it's just like everybody in there. Everybody made some type of mistake yesterday.
Not like that.
You know, culminates to why we didn't win the game. And we can't let it happen moving forward.
So I was just telling you during the break, we were talking about, listen, all right.
Hey, did Shule ever apologize after he yelled at you like that?
I had Mike, and you know what? I had Mike White in college, and he was a psycho. I mean, he was just as crazy. He got so mad, he took a chair and threw it through a window.
Wow.
And Shoes, like, yeah. It's a different time. I know. I almost, you know.
No, but this is insane.
Like, look at what are you supposed to do? Like, hey, dumbass, you did something. The hardest thing is getting that end zone, and you did it, man. And you don't hold the ball till you get in the end zone. You're even close where an official has to go back and review it. What are you doing? And it happens. What?
It happened the week before, which is really crazy.
I just come from that school. I know what's coming. You decide to put a little extra mustard on that hot dog, man. You got to pay. And
get
today,
in though, right?
And
so
so
do
now,
what you want after, but get in.
That head coach should be pissed off.
Apologizing. He had a team meeting to apologize for being too mean to the guy.
It's one thing if you miss a block or you drop a ball, you know, but that's like just. Can't happen.
Why don't you apologize to the betting public who got
I don't
screwed
care about
by
your
that
betting public. Jeez,
I do.
You and your everything with you goes back to betting.
Yeah, it does.
Seriously, jerky.
Screwed up the whole
man.
day.
God. And then this thing is just he had to apologize. Had to apologize because
did you ever get an apology?
What do you think?
I think probably not.
Shoes was not big on, hey, man, I you know what?
Yeah,
I ripped you and I realized it wasn't your fault. Never. Or, hey, he got me on a Monday night football game. I was in damn tears on the sideline. It happened like in the first quarter. And the other guy on the other team made a play that I didn't make. And here he comes for round 2.
Wow.
It was so bad, Jimmy Cephalo ran one way and Natmore ran the other. And I was sitting there with the Gatorade, sitting on the bench. And every one of my teammates got the hell out of there because they knew how pissed he was. I got no apology.
Unbelievable.
No, all he said was, if it happens again, I'm going to cut you. That was it.
Speaking of cutting, if you had a bad weekend, it certainly wasn't as bad as Mark Sanchez, who had an altercation of sorts. It's a very weird story, by the way. Apparently, the guy is a 69-year-old delivery driver.
Yeah.
And he was parked somewhere where Sanchez didn't want him to be parked.
Yeah.
Anyway, the story had broken initially that that Mark Sanchez got stabbed, was in the hospital.
And everybody's wishing him the best and
Yeah.
before he goes to prison. Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, that was the next part of the story. The next part was that like he was the agitator. He's gotten charged with all sorts of stuff here. It's like a poor man's OJ with all this stabbing stuff here. But anyway, he's getting sued by this guy now, along with Fox. So they're both getting sued. He faces 3 charges, one of which is upgraded to felony battery. So he might go to jail for all this stuff.
Was he drinking?
Yes, he was. By the way, did you see who stepped in for him?
He's in friggin' trouble.
They called Brady Quinn, made
Brady
the audible,
Quinn said,
man. Brady's
you know what
ready to
Brady
go.
Quinn said? I can go right from that college football show. I can be there in no time.
Yeah.
You won't have to worry about me going out.
No knife fights for Brady.
That good-looking Brady Quinn, don't worry about him. He's fine.
Yeah, could keep the knife away from his face. Good looking.
All right. By the way, he's done.
Who, Mark Sanchez?
He's done.
Yes, I would think so.
He's done.
They don't even need to announce that he's fired.
Yeah.
He's going to go to jail. He beat the hell out of the guy. Did you see the pictures?
Yeah, I did. Bad look.
Speaking of bad looks, Joe, LeBron has teased that he's doing the decision part 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is that he's retiring is one theory. The other theory is that he's promoting Amazon Prime Day, which begins today.
There you go.
So I don't know what he's doing, but the decision part 2. Meanwhile, this is kind of funny. They did say the ticket prices spiked on the secondary market because of this whole thing he's doing today.
Yeah. He is a sharp businessman, whatever he's doing.
His PR stuff has been a little bit, it's been dicey.
He wins every day.
I suppose.
It's fine. He wins every day.
I'm going to buy some stuff for Prime Day.
Fine.
I mean,
he's fine. He's doing fine. Hey, we got 8
he's
o'clock
got me
hour.
thinking about it.
We got Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins podcast, going to join us. We got a lot of questions we have to ask him. A lot of questions. And Kyle been studying. By the way, hey, Woody, I told you, asked me yesterday, this loss finally got him. This one finally got Mr. Always Positive.
I had to throw this in there. Someone pointed out Mark Sanchez, OJ, same college. So just.
Oh, yeah. Part of the USC family out there.
Said must be something in the water over there.
University of Spoiled Children. All right. Hey, man, we want to tell you about what's going on hurricane season. Hey, it's not done, man. The noodles are still flying. There's still stuff out there in the Atlantic Ocean. Protect your home with Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing. What are you waiting for? You got an old leaky roof. Replace your old roof now and you can pay later. Loctite Impact offers highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. You're going to save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. They've been doing this for a while. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. So, hey, they're saying, and hey, one thing you can do, whether you're worried about a storm or you're not worried, is protect your home. And there's no time to waste on this. Just call Loctite. Go to LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff over there. Answer all your questions. They cover all of South Florida. Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito. Our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who will open up their season tonight when they welcome in Chicago. The puck drops at 5 o'clock from Amarant Bank Arena, and the game can be heard here on WQAM with Doug Plagans and Billy Lindsay on the call. Over to the Heat, who fell to the Bucks 103-93. The Heat will continue the preseason when they host San Antonio tomorrow night. In the NFL, Week 5 wrapped up with the Jaguars beating the Chiefs 31-28. Week 6 begins on Thursday with the Eagles and Giants. And in baseball, the Brewers beat the Cubs 7-4 to go up 2-0. And the Dodgers took a 2-0 lead on the Phillies, winning 4-3. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
You talked to Steve Ross after the game, and can you share anything about the nature of that conversation?
Yeah, he was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and we talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and that was kind of the extent of it.
Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel there. It's time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
Hey, Mike, I'm not real happy with blowing a 17-point lead to this bad team we just played against. Yeah, I'm not happy either, Mr. Ross. We'll get that fixed. Hey, Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins podcast and A to Z Sports for NFL, joins us this morning. Kyle, I don't know. Let's start with this. How bad is this starting five on the offensive line? I'm going to talk about a lot of line play with you. I'm just wondering, how bad is it right now that they can't run the ball for more than 82 yards, including whatever that was that they just attempted to do in this last game?
Well, I think it kind of drives you nuts, because the running plan against Carolina was to kind of just ram our head into the wall and try the same thing over and over. And they had 8 runs on first down, and 6 of them were outside to the left, right? And Carolina, the one advantage personnel-wise, you looked at what they had and said, hey, that interior group they have with Derek Brown and Bobby Brown and Ashawn Robinson, that's probably a pretty good matchup for them on the interior. And sure enough, they said, hey, we're going to play kind of this Bear-style front where we're going to have those 3 guys occupying some shade on the interior gaps, and then we're going to put somebody tilted outside to whatever your running strength is away from the back, so that when you try to get your run game going that side, we think that player can beat up whoever you're going to try to have that's going to block that guy on the edge. And whether it was Julian Hill, whether it was Nick Westbrook-Akine, whether it was Patrick Paul trying to get control of Derek Brown when he was lined up over top of him, it just didn't happen. Yeah. And instead of trying a different kind of run, we just said, yeah, we're just going to try again to get a different kind of outside zone run to the left. So, it wasn't even – I understand that your right guard and Cole Strange and Larry Borum, you don't feel great about their profiles relative to the starters, and you don't want to put them in bad positions and put them at the forefront of the game plan. But the best run that they had, they ran out of pistol with Ollie Gordon when they pulled Jonas Savaianai, and they ran a counter, and they got at least 3 yards out of it. And that's more than you could say for half these other runs. These 8 first down runs that they had, Joe, they got negative 10 yards before contact on 8 runs.
Yeah.
I mean, and some of it's Jonas Savaianai, some of it's Derek Brown being awesome, but a lot of it was just, hey, we're going to try a bunch of different ways to get the same run game going. And whether it's the guy at the point of attack on the line, or whether it's we're out aligned and that guy's kicking our butt with whatever skill player we have blocking on the front end. The thing that drove me nuts about it when I watched is you didn't really try anything else. And I understand a lot of your play pass and your play action game is built off of that run action, but you can't just punt and say, well, we tried it. Okay, I guess we're just going to pass the ball.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing out in front the way that you were.
Let's talk about the D-line. The worst group right now that we have, stat-wise, they're dead last against the run, 174 yards, giving up 5.6 yards per carry. Everybody's all over. And by the way, I want to keep playing them. I'm not going to stop playing them. How much Is Kenneth Grant struggling right now, your first-round pick? Let's start with that.
He needs to get his pads down, for sure. He's getting a baptism by fire as far as double teams and duo and combinations, and the anchoring at the point of attack's not great. And then you have these other plays where he kind of is uncovering in the hole, and instead of getting rid of the blocker and giving himself a chance to be uncovered to make a play, he's still kind of stuck on the block and just throwing an arm out there.
Yeah.
And trying to make a tackle through contact. And maybe that was good enough when you're playing at Michigan, right? But these are big bodied, powerful backs, and they run through that.
Yes,
and
they do.
he felt that. So I certainly think, Kenneth Grant, he's been up and down in his best, and at his worst, he's been not good. And I think you saw one of the games that was kind of the struggles and not showing improvement. And through week 5, that's kind of the part for me with the defense as a whole. It's kind of, you felt like you saw some incremental progress, and you knew there was a lot of news. So like, I was willing to be patient and give it grace, but I mean, this was a collapse up front, and just catastrophic inability to defeat blocks. And the best guy on the roster, bar none, who gets off of blocks is your 5th-round rookie Jordan Phillips, who plays in the A-gaps. And the last 2 weeks, he's played less than 30% of your snaps.
And you think he's actually playing and doing a better job, and he's taking less snaps in?
He's a more limited player on passing downs. But I think you have to be willing to live with that at this stage. And he takes double teams. He anchors against double teams. Is he perfect? No, because he's a rookie. And you have some down plays.
Right.
But he's the only guy that I watch who puts his hands in the right place, gets his hips down, stays square to the line of scrimmage, will split a double team and uncover at the point of attack and hold ground to allow the linebackers behind him to play clean. He's the only guy who does it with consistency. And yeah, I think he's deserved on film the opportunity to play more than 23 snaps, which is what he played against the Carolina Panthers with how they were running against you.
Well, the follow-up will be, how's Benito Jones playing? How's Big 95 playing? I want to hear what you watched it.
I don't think Benito Jones gives you the same consistency of anchor at the point of attack. He's another big-bodied type of player, but he just doesn't have the same raw power and strength, and therefore he doesn't anchor as well, but then he's not as laterally dynamic as the other options that you have. So he's the guy that I think is kind of caught in no man's land relative to what you have in Jordan Phillips. And we actually saw more of Benito Jones. He played 20 snaps against Carolina. That was a significant increase for him.
So I want to ask you, I haven't got your thought. I have my own on it. Waller, 5 catches, 78 yards, doing things that we haven't seen, having a tight end run down the middle of field, athletic, 5 for 78 in the first half. He's running like he's 25 years old.
Yeah.
You don't get him the ball in the second half, and you say they took it away, is just not acceptable to me. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. And for me, I go to personnel usage here for the Dolphins. They are number 1 in the NFL in EPA out of 22 personnel, which is 2 backs and 2 tight ends on the field. And it's a small sample size. It's only 14 snaps. But they have a better EPA on those 14 snaps than they have in 135 plays when they have 3 wide receivers on the field. And it's like 6 times the amount of EPA. Like, they are significantly better. And they didn't really run it in weeks 2 and 3, but then Waller comes back and you kind of see this sprinkling of 22, which is 2 tight ends and 2 backs. And, and that can be Ollie Gordon and that can be Alec Ingold as your 2 backs. That can be Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon when you want to go passing game. That can be Tanner Connor and Darren Waller. That can be Julian. Whatever combination you want it to be. You can go pass heavy that's with speed, and you can go run heavy with power out of 22. The Dolphins, in the first 18 minutes of the game, they called 5 plays out of 22, including what I thought was their best blocked up run of the day, a 10-yard touchdown pass to Devon Achane in the red zone, They didn't run it at all until they got in the red zone the first time. Then they had a 21-yard pass to Darren Waller out of it. And then they had a minus run at the 13-minute mark in the second quarter. And they did not run another 22 personnel package play until 4:50 left in the fourth quarter. It was a 46-yard touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you've got personnel usage here that you can use to put Darren Waller in a position to create run-pass conflict a little more consistently, because it was very clearly working for you. And they used it in the red zone at first, and then they had a 1st and 5, and that's when they got the chunk play, the 21-yard play to Waller off of it. And then you did not see it again until 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you do an under center heavy look with Waddle, and he runs right by guys, and it gets you the exact look that you say you can't get because everybody plays shell on you. So for me, that's one of those ones where it's who do you want to be versus who do you need to be? And to get away from it the way that did, and I understand that's probably a short yardage and that's probably a red zone package for you. But with what you are personnel-wise now, and like the tonality versus saying, hey, we're going to try to run our outside zone stuff and it's not going to work, so we're going to give up, instead of running some 22 and say, hey, let's run some counter. Hey, let's run some power. Let's try to get downhill. Let's try to change the numbers on the math after the snap, not by motion and sending a wide receiver in motion, but by pulling the guard around and wrapping him to the point of attack. Like, that's where I think it has to be different. And Waller fits into that piece of the puzzle with what he is as a flex hybrid tight end weapon that, yeah, I think if you lean into that, you can get more of that action for him throughout the course of his 60 minutes.
I think you agree that going forward, though, this thing is going to start and finish with a majority of it being Waddle, Waller, and Achane. Would you agree? I mean,
yeah,
same place.
I think so.
Getting Achane out wide. He's not going away from it. He's addicted to running it out there and getting him the ball in space, and receivers sometimes pulling a lineman out there to get in the play as well, and let him try to get it. And then as Waller, I guess, gets a little better football shape, more and more snaps for him. But yeah, that was a great teaser in the first half. Hey, 4th and 17, Finn's punt, 1:10 left.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that decision? I kind of go back and forth. I get it. You got 3 timeouts. People go, you can't stop them. Why would you do that knowing you can't? And you actually stopped them the first 2 runs. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, so I thought with the running clock mixed with, the Dolphins used to be the kings of long yardage conversions offensively. And that's obviously kind of gone by the wayside since 2023. I didn't like it for the sense that with the running clock, like, you took the snap, I think it was 1:46 left when you took the 3rd down play and you got sacked within 2 seconds because you took a bad L at left guard. And then by the time you punted the ball, it was like a minute. You lost like a third of the time that was left on the game.
You did. By
the time you switched the personnel packages out. So with 3 timeouts, I know you're backed up, you're on the 15, and you're down by 3. The challenge of, hey, we haven't really stopped them defensively. The 4th down analytics calculator said you had a 1% better chance of win probability if you punted the ball. But that calculator doesn't take into account the fact that your corners have been grabby all game.
They were.
And that you're giving up 7.5 yards per run across the entire game and have given up effectively 240 yards on the ground. So that, for me, was, if you go by the raw numbers, the argument is there to be made that you punt, you take the 3 timeouts, you potentially get the ball back, needing to get probably 50 yards in maybe 45 seconds of game clock to get a chance to kick the field goal. Or you could try to get the conversion, and then if you don't get it, use your 3 timeouts to force them to kick a field goal, and then you can get a kickoff. And we just watched that in the game last night, where Kansas City take the lead, and then Butker kicks the ball out of bounds on the kickoff, and it comes out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
Like, it just made it, when you put it in the context, in my opinion, of what the defense was and was not doing for you on Sunday, I would not have made that decision. I would say, hey, if we don't get it, I'm going to live with the fact that if we get 3 stops and we use our 3 timeouts, they kick a field goal, we could still win the game with a touchdown, and we get that kickoff sequence to start things over again. And I burn probably 25 less seconds off the game clock to work with.
Are you you're still with me? The young guys got to keep playing, right? Including if this thing doesn't get better, I want to see more Zeke Biggers. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have to, and I think that's one of the indictments of kind of the way that the roster construction has played out the last couple of years. And they set it up front when they drafted these guys. Like, we drafted these guys, they need to come in and play. And a lot of organizations don't necessarily do that. I mean, shoot, look at Patrick Paul as an example internally of a guy who got a chance to come in and get some playing time, but was built up into an opportunity.
Yeah.
And how good he has been this year. I think he's been phenomenal this year. But that's not really the situation you left yourself in. And because of that, I don't think I think you got a guy who's shown a lot of potential as a run defender who can't get on the field for 30% of the snaps the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you've given up 450 yards on the ground the last 2 weeks.
Right.
So, yeah.
Can this thing be fixed? Or I mean, you can't flip this roster. This is what you have, man. And I try to explain the guys on the street at this point, after everybody's injuries around the league and practice squads, guys coming up and street guys going to the practice squad. I mean, this is what you have. Can it get better by technique and all those things? Or is it just, I mean, the last 2 weeks have been really bad with the Jets and the Panthers.
Well, I think it can, because you're talking about young guys, right? And remember what the conversation was around Chop Robinson this time last year. Like, Chop Robinson really didn't have the light bulb come on until
first 6 games. That was bad. You're right.
So, like, we're still in that stratosphere. Now, do I expect you're going to see that level of a dramatic, seemingly overnight was what it felt like it was for Chop, improvement? Like, I think it'd be reckless to project that or assume that that's going to happen. But because we're talking about so many young guys, yes, I think there is a chance that these guys do incrementally start to show improvement and get better and are more comfortable. And I think the coaching staff probably figuring out what these guys really are and how to use them and how to play guys' traits together because of everything new. But things have to start changing. And I don't know whether that is from a front perspective. If you want to maybe be a little bit more aggressive and say, hey guys, if we're going to get washed out of here, we're going to give up these big lanes. At least let's try to beat the angles to the backs tracks in the backfield and create some redirect or create some chaos in the backfield. What
do you think about that? We got to go. I'm running super late. Run another defensive lineman on there until you get this thing taken care of. You think that's in consideration? I know.
So I wasn't super high on the way that they were giving up the C gaps against Carolina, and it was exposing both of the 2 defensive tackles that they played with to a lot of double teams, and that was creating the movement. But the challenge with that is, what do you have on the back end? Like, you're on your 5th option for a nickel corner, right? We're already complaining about they're dropping the edges too much to play in coverage.
Yeah.
So, like, you're kind of damned if you do and you're damned if you don't in that regard. But if you're not going to win on early downs and you're kind of screwed either way, then yeah, I think you probably should play a little bit more base and play some more out fronts.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle, thank you. Really appreciate it. Hang in there, man. I hear that frustration today. Thank you.
Hey, you too, brother.
Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins podcast, joining us to break it down a little bit. Hey, man, it is time to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers and those great trucks. Love talking about them. We got 14 dealerships throughout South Florida for you to have a great experience and get the truck that is absolutely perfect for your lifestyle, man. I'm telling you right now, got a great lineup starting with that durable Colorado with a standard turbo max engine and impressive torque. Anything you need for South Florida, man, it's got you covered. How about a Silverado 1500? Always ready, steady, and strong. Again, advanced tech needed for the workday workhorse and a weekend warrior. That one's for you, man, with a Silverado HD. Boy, you can feel comfortable with the legendary horsepower, one of the hardest working beds in the business. Hey, it really comes down to what kind of truck you need. You need a full-time working truck. That's how you make a living 5, 6, 7 days a week. We got a truck for you that's going to be as durable as you are, as passionate as you are every day. You know, it's almost like your South Florida Chevy dealers have a truck that's absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. Check it out, man. Check it out today for outstanding offers going on right now. All right, welcome back. Special day, man. Special day. You're going, wait a second. What do you mean it's a special day? The NHL champion Florida Panthers, back-to-back championships to the finals 3 years in a row. They open up tonight at Jerry's house at Amaranth Bank Arena, 5 p.m. start. Matter of fact, it's such a big night for Amaranth Bank. Man, get your CDs with Orly. That's my new one, man. They had to put billboards up. You're looking to get CDs? Amaranth Bank, man. Home of the fan with Orly. He'll take good care of you if you want to do it. Get you great rates, really take care of you. Man, I'm telling you right now, Chicago Blackhawks tonight, no Barkov, no Kachuk. They're around, though. Did you see those gaudy rings they got? God, I'm jealous. Honestly, I'm jealous. I got a couple loser AFC championship rings, 17 and 19. They give them to, if you win, they're smaller. They're not the big gaudy ones. But, and you can't wear them down here because the undefeated guys are still around, and it's just a bad look. They wear a 17-0 undefeated ring, and you've got a loser ring. It just doesn't look good. But, so Barkov is out for the year. You know that. But, man, I got to tell you, they still got a really good team. Kachuk, I think, is We'll talk to Steve Goldie at coming up at 9 o'clock. But Kachuk is due back in December. But, hey, man, they still got a lot of the big horses. They got that core back for Hagee and Reinhart and Bennett and Seth Jones and Forsling and Big Bob, Mershon, Ekblad. Hope Ekblad's all right after that goon, that bozo, the ass clown. Try to take everybody out. You see that tough guy?
Bozo, the ass clown, really?
Did you happen to see that guy going by the bench like he wanted to fight everybody, and they're going, dude, go back down to the minors before you get cut. Like the party's over.
The rivalry, bro.
John Cooper wanted you guys to do this, so you did your little thing. I don't think Paul Maurice is real happy with John Cooper, who, by the way, between them, good God, how many championships have they won between Tampa Bay and then now the Panthers? One thing Kachuk did promise us, by the way, Kachuk does deliver even though he's not playing. Remember what he said when he got here? One of the first things he says, we'll take care of Tampa Bay. I told these guys that Tampa Bay thing's over. And guess what? Since he's been here, it's over. Early out in the playoffs every year. They got a good team, though, and, yeah, this little thing that happened with the 322 penalty minutes and, 19 guys got kicked out of the friggin' game. I did watch it last night again. I thought it was very entertaining, but, my God, what was that? Getting ready to start the season, and it was just cheap shots. So hopefully Ekblad's okay. Anyway, I just wanted to get all that stuff in here. And so Steve Goldstein will join us at 9 o'clock, and we'll talk to him as this thing gets started, man. Starts up tonight, first game. You know why we're the first game, though, right? Because we're still not sexy. They couldn't put us in the other game.
I disagree. I think 5 o'clock's a great slot.
It is for us.
Yeah,
it is
our fantastic slot.
Oh, no, it's our
don't, that's
no,
okay.
No. You know, it's our sweet spot. I totally
That's
agree.
That's disrespect, then I'm fine with it.
No, we actually, it's like we're on the West Coast.
They can make all the games. I don't know if Goldie would be on board with that, but we can make all the games at 5.
I don't think
nice.
I don't think the fan base that has normal hours that doesn't get up super early would be really excited.
Why don't we have the Heat play they play weekday games at 1 o'clock, and then the Panthers play at 5, and then we're in bed by 8.
There you go.
What do you think?
It'd work into my schedule, my old ass for sure.
We'd be a much more rested town.
It would work for sure. So anyway, yeah, man, we and Kane's got the week off. Great shape, number 2 team in the country. And by the way, that's not a fraudulent number 2. I think now that we've had a chance to see him, this thing it has had no letdowns so far, unless you're a little concerned about what happened in the fourth quarter. Up 28-3, and they've been doing it to everybody. They have done it to everybody, and they got the weekend off, little bye week, play next Friday, and I'm guessing that's going to be a good little Louisville, and they'll give them a good little test and get ready for that. But, boy, Mario will not let this team he's very aware of all the things that caused what happened to Penn State just now and happens to certain teams.
You know, what he said yesterday was one of my favorite things that he said. What did he say? It's not just the rat poison, it's the rats.
It's the rats.
That's
awesome,
man. I love that.
From rat poison to rats. That was
Saban invented the rat poison thing, right?
that was incredible.
That was a Saban thing?
Yes. Thank you.
And then Mario
I hate to give him
took it
credit.
the next step with
I
the
hate to
rats.
give him credit for anything because he gets stroked enough for being such a great college football coach.
He is good.
He is good. By the way, he is great on that show. We had to just start a rumor that he's going to take a college job because I found out that really pisses him off. Hey,
by the way, do you see North Carolina finally?
Why do you do by the way when I get friggin' ready to go to break?
Because
you
this is
can't
more
help
important.
yourself.
This is more important. Belichick or North Carolina finally sent out a Drake May highlight on their Twitter account after that story broke that they had been banned from doing it.
Somebody told him, hey, he went to school here. It's probably a good look for us to have a quarterback from North Carolina that's having success in the NFL.
Despite how petty you may be towards New England.
Maybe you and your girlfriend ought to, we ought to just leave this and win. By the way, the GM, too, for that program, he looks really bad.
GM, yeah. Lombardi.
Mike does not look good.
Why? Because he picked crap players?
Well, he just doesn't.
He's their
man.
Chris Greer.
He supports whatever Belichick does. He justifies it somehow. Stop it. Just get better on your team. That's a bad team. Hey, I'll tell you what. Who is a good team? I want to talk about Gary and Harvey. Wait, what? Joe, who's that? Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah. Yes, sir. The partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys in plantation. The same partners who handle your case from start to finish, more than 30 years of experience each, big enough to go to trial every day of the week and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. We got a little communication problem going on, I'm finding out. A lot of people aren't happy with the law firms they've chosen through TV commercials and radio ads, and they see that guy and go, wow, I'd like that guy. That's impressive what that guy's done. I want that guy to represent me. Then you get there and he goes, no. I hand off to other attorneys, and I give them 3 or 4 cases each. We keep them busy. We're doing fine. Then you find out the one that happens to get your case is not real good with their communication skills. You like to get an update. You're injured. You've been injured in a slip and fall or an automobile accident. Last thing you want is not somebody that can't call you back. That's a bunch of BS. You will not have that with Gary and Harvey. I promise you that. Go to ConanJudah.com. Read the reviews. That'll tell you all you need to know. 866 fair fee, covering all of South Florida, ready to represent you, shake your hand, and let's go to work. That's what they're all about. Remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work. You hire them to do.
Miami Sports
Panthers kick it off at Jerry's house at Amaranth Bank at 5 o'clock. I guess you're going to game. You probably have known that for a while. And so that's good news. Our football team, Miami Hurricanes, really good news. Hell, we were trying to figure this morning, Woody. We were all looking it up. We even got a Gator in there looking it up, going back to when the last time we had a team that looked and was well-rounded as this team. And we played 5 games, so it's not like it's coming out of spring football or it's what they said about us before the year started. It's the way they're playing.
Well, 2017 would be the only year that stands out outside of, like, if you go back to, like,
you got to go way back.
The Miami team.
This team.
But 2017, they had that really good year, and then they lost the games at the end.
3.
But that team still did not have the feel of this team.
No.
This team is, I've been saying this to you for a few weeks now. I think they're the best team in college football.
I know.
And I know you don't like to look ahead. I know you're not like overreaction
but,
guy or whatever.
Except
when it comes to the Dolphins,
But you do. You know, your notice, like you say a guy looks like, and then you throw out like the best player in the NFL too. So you do that. No, that's
I
your
know.
thing.
I do tend to stretch things a little bit too far sometimes. Do you not agree?
I think
and by the way, it's far enough into the season now where you can start like saying these things.
I don't know if we're as good as Ohio State, and I don't know if we're as good as Oregon, but they're in that. They're definitely
they'd hold their own in those games. I mean,
okay.
I just think that
but why do you always have to come out and say we got 7?
What we do. It's what we do, bro.
Games left, and you're already like got everybody. Yeah, you're.
I'm excited.
You're made for radio.
I'm excited.
What
can I tell you?
But this is the best team he's had down here, going back to right after things started to slide after. What was it? 2001, 2, 3 in there. Not Rose Bowl, not Fiesta Bowl. Those teams were by themselves great. Then they had a couple more years that were still really good in there. 2 losses maybe in there?
Yeah, but there's been a common theme to all of those seasons, and it's that you have slipped up against lesser ACC competition.
Well, that is
the common theme.
That's been the story for about 20 years now. That 20.
But
right around 20 years.
That being said, too, all of those teams you could point to had severe weaknesses. You could look at last year's team, which was the best team Miami's put on the field in a long time. And they had significant weaknesses, especially towards the end of the season on defense.
It wasn't just it was all year. That defense, it got
really bad towards the end of the year.
They had a couple stops in the fourth quarter, a couple games that allowed you to pull away with Cam Ward scoring 90 points a game. But that thing was not.
Their secondary was just they were getting carved up, but that has been fixed.
No, he's got a well-rounded football team that has a chance as long as you. I just can't get them all out of my head. So I got to see it to believe it. And by the way, Friday night is another really good test because Louisville has played you really tough.
They're all going to be good tests the rest of the way.
So
I don't know how many of those games are going to be blowouts.
Oh, I don't think anything's going to be. I tell you what, I don't know. I didn't look to see who they have on their schedule the rest of the way. But, there's some good teams. Georgia Tech looks good. Georgia Tech's been a feisty team.
No Georgia Tech this year. I can tell you that for sure.
What about Duke? Manny Diaz's team. How about Manny? What he's been able to do? Virginia? Got any of those teams? Duke or Virginia? Got to have some of them.
So you have, after Louisville, you have Stanford. Okay. I don't know if they're going. I'll go to you, Northern California guy. SMU on the road.
Tough. Where at SMU?
I'd say tough.
I don't think they're as good as last year, yes.
No, they're not. Syracuse at home.
Boy, Syracuse looked really good against Clemson, but they have
North Carolina State at home.
All right.
The game that at Virginia Tech's terrible. The game that's a little bit scary is that final game of the season at Pitt.
Yeah.
Cold weather.
You know, Pitt
Pitt's
likes to
pretty
get,
good.
and they like to get physical, and hey, we'll play those warm weather kids and play them up here. Yeah.
It's like if this was the Miami teams of the past, that would be the
Yeah.
game you would circle.
Hey, well, listen, man, one at a time. I know we look ahead, but I'm doing what Mario's doing.
You're doing the 1 week at a time thing.
Mario does not want to hear, and he doesn't want to hear about
No
being
rats
number
and
2.
rat poison.
Yeah, the
No.
rats and rat poison stuff.
I love that thing, by the way.
We
What a great quote.
We got Steve Goldstein going to join us coming up here. Goldie's got a little bit of time. I know he's got a super busy day. He's probably busy because he's got that big ring on his finger right now, and it might have sprained that finger that he put it on last night, or he couldn't sleep all night because he was showing it to everybody. God, I can't believe he's getting rings. It just doesn't seem fair. Doesn't seem fair. All right. Hey, listen, we got
We'll get you one at some point.
You're
close.
All right.
Just got to start a rebuild. We'll get you there.
I want to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic. ED, low T, it's nothing to mess with. Nothing to mess with. And if you're going through it and you're tired all the time and your sex drive is gone, hey, both of them are tough. And guys, it's going to happen to every guy out there. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what size you are, what color you are. Every man is going to deal with low T and ED at some point. Yep, and it sucks. When your energy level is down and now all of a sudden you're not as active, which means that's a 20-pound rule. Not as active, eating the same amount of food, that's 20 pounds. Well, I know, my belly, I can't believe this, and now I can't get rid of it. Well, Atlantic Men's Clinic is going to knock out your low T, so you're going to stay more active, get more out of life, just feel better overall. And ED that was the worst, man. Sexual. I had my poor wife making excuses in the bedroom for, you're getting older and oh God, it was terrible. Really messes with you too. Hey, I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I got great results. I've been sharing with everybody the PSA test. Met with their professional staff. Man, this is what they do, and they do it the professional, the right way. Put you on a program that's perfect for you. The Knockout ED and Low T, 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, including a brand new location in Hollywood. I had such great results. Set up that first appointment. If you're going through it, and I know you don't want to get that first appointment, tell them Joe Rose said to come down and find the location closest to you, 877-455-7300. By the way, this program kicks in quickly. You notice a difference. Go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com today.
update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who will open up their season tonight when they welcome in Chicago. The puck drops at 5 o'clock from Amaranth Bank Arena, and the game can be heard here on WQAM with Doug Plagens and Billy Lindsay on the call. Over to the Heat, who fell to the Bucks 103-93. The Heat will continue the preseason when they host San Antonio tomorrow night. In the NFL, Week 5 wrapped up with the Jaguars beating the Chiefs 31-28. Week 6 begins on Thursday with the Eagles and Giants. And in baseball, the Brewers beat the Cubs 7-4 to go up 2-0. And the Dodgers took a 2-0 lead on the Phillies, winning 4-3. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight.
And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, here we go again, man. It starts right back up. NHL champion Florida Panthers open up tonight at Jerry's house at Amaranth Bank Arena. I always say CDs from Orly, not a bad way to go either as we bring in Goldie. Gold, how you doing, brother? Man, this is going to be a lot of fun. Steve Goldstein with us this morning, the voice of the Panthers. There's so much to talk about. Let's start with that ring. Oh, it was so big and gaudy. I just love looking at it. It was unbelievable.
Well, it is unbelievable. It'll also be unbelievable, as you know, Joe, because you've been there. I'll be with Jerry Plush, the great leader of Amaranth Bank here in South Florida, in that suite tonight for a little while as well, because we don't call the game. It's on national TV. So we do have a TV pregame show at 4 o'clock on Scripps. So it's a great situation for me because, as you know, Joe, I never say no. I get a little TV time. I ain't doing it for free. And then I get to hang out with Jerry. Does it get any better than that, brother? No,
man,
it doesn't.
You got that thing figured out, brother. All right, so no Barkov. Kachuk is due back sometime in December. But we still got the other big horses, man. Verhaeghe and Reinhart and Bennett and Seth Jones and Forsling and Big Bob and Marchand and Ekblad and the rest of them. How do you feel and go besides that core? Get me caught up on some of the young guys that are going to have a big impact on this team early on.
Well, I think Mackie Samoskevich, he scored 15 goals last year, Joe. He looks great in camp, a little bit bigger. They brought him along correctly. You don't just throw him in at 20 years old. He's now 22. So I'm looking at him. And Evan Rodriguez is a guy that doesn't get talked about a lot. Here's a selfless player, right? Because 2 years ago against Edmonton, he scored all those goals. He was on the first line in the Stanley Cup final. Last year in the playoffs, he found himself on the fourth line at times. The guy never complains. He's got to move over to center, at least to start, without Barkov. If he can be an effective third-line center, and Evan Rodriguez has played center before, with Samoskevich with him, and then Boquist, I think that's a huge factor. Because if you look back the last few years, as much as we talk about the top guys, the problem for other teams in those playoff series trying to beat this team 4 times out of 7 was no one could match up with the third line. It was Lundell, Luostarinen, and whether it was Reinhart down there with him or Tarasenko, who they traded for, or Marchand, teams had no answers. So I think that third line is going to be a big factor. And Joe, you don't replace a guy like Barkov.
No.
There's no chance of doing that. So everybody's got to change a little bit, do a little bit more. And, they definitely have the talent to do it. We know that.
You got to help me out on what took place. Everybody yesterday, I was a little down about what happened in Carolina, but the preseason.
You had to bring that up.
No, I'm not. I don't want anything. Nothing's messing up this day. That preseason game against Tampa Bay in the 322 minutes and 19 ejections in the game. What was that about? Cooper downplayed it, but he had to be behind that. Those guys going out there, the minor leaguers going out and throwing blows. What was your take on the whole thing?
Well, first of all, you're right, because the organization had to call those guys up. They swapped out 6 guys, a third of a team, a few hours before the game. It's put it this way, Joe. It's the anomaly in sports. Down here in South Florida, there was a time the Dolphins and the Jets. I think you guys genuinely hated those guys. You hated Mark Gastineau. I think Nick's Heat, Riley, P.J. Brown, Charles Oakley, Charlie Ward. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
John Starks.
Right.
We've lost that in sports, except for the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. They genuinely dislike each other. It's physical, it's mean, it's nasty. But Tampa Bay obviously went way over the line, calling up guys that are not NHL players to go after star players and hit them in the head. Nothing to do with the context of hockey. So the NHL obviously agreed. They fined him about $125,000. A couple of players for the Lightning are suspended. The guy that went after Ekblad, it doesn't even matter. He's suspended for 4 games, Joe, in the NHL. He's 33 years old. He's played 4 NHL games in his life.
Right.
So it doesn't matter to that guy. He's not making the league. I think Tampa Bay is frustrated. The Panthers have blown him out and eliminated him the last 2 years and 5 in the first round. And the Panthers don't back down to anybody. So I think the Florida Panthers are in so many teams' heads, including the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I thought that's what we saw. We broadcasted the game. I really could not believe what I was watching.
So just to follow it up, Paul Maurice, he and John Cooper, I see him shake hands after these series, and Paul Maurice always classy about everything. Are they close? What's that relationship with this, as competitive as this series obviously is?
No, they're not close. I don't think Paul, except for Pete DeBoer, as you know, Joe, we had him as Panthers coach. They literally, from teenage and junior hockey, those guys grew up together. They lived together, they coached together.
Yeah.
So they're great friends. I don't think Paul Maurice, you know how competitive he is. I don't think he's got a little Jimmy Johnson in him. He doesn't need to be buddy with the other coach. I'm trying to beat your ass. I don't need to be.
Right.
I got plenty of friends.
Right.
I got plenty of friends and family and all that. But Paul Maurice cannot be happy. You got Barkov, Kachuk, and Nosek already out of the lineup. 2 minutes into the game, they go after Aaron Ekblad's head, then they go after Carter Verhaeghe's head. It's a rivalry. It's mean, it's nasty, and obviously it goes beyond just on the ice, as we saw. Yeah,
man, I just wanted to get that out of the way because it was weird. It just happened here, and here we are starting and got a couple of home games coming up here. Hey, so as you look at this thing, is there going to be growing pains, or is it good enough right off the bat? Is it deep enough without Barkov and Kachuk, who are considered to be, as you know, 2 of the top 10 or 15 players in the league?
I think the combinations are going to be interesting. He's going to start tonight and go back a little old school from a few years ago when they made the Stanley Cup final with Lundell, Losterinen, and Reinhart together. And that means it's Marchand, Bennett, and Verhaeghe. They're going to have to find some chemistry. Verhaeghe's played with Bennett before. But I do think, Joe, I think we overlooked the defense a little bit. Remember, Seth Jones now has gone through a Paul Maurice training camp.
That's right.
He's got the experience of being a champ. They're going to have to rely on the defense. I think those 6, and I really like Petrie, who they brought in. And, again, it could be another story of a veteran guy coming here to South Florida, one of his final years, and boom, things click. We got like a dozen guys that have done that and walked out of here with championships. So I think it's,
we just lost.
Really honed in, and all these guys are going to have to, do just a little bit more. I think they're capable of doing it. I'm real interested to see how the thing shakes out and how that bench is. Without Matthew Tkachuk and Alexander Barkov, it changes the dynamic a little bit. But how big is the pickup now of Brad Marchand? I mean, you're playing without your captain for all or most of the season. Brad Marchand was a captain forever in Boston. He won a Stanley Cup as captain.
Great point.
I think he becomes even more valuable. And by the way, you know this, the guys absolutely love him and they follow him.
Yeah. No, man, you can't say enough about that work done, and getting all 3 of those guys under contract after the parade. It was just fantastic. Before I let you go, I know you're tight on time today. Also, you do the pregame Dolphin games on preseason. I want to ask you your take, 1-4 start. Go ahead.
Just brutally disappointed, Joe. I listened to a lot of it. I talked to those guys privately during training camp. There was such an effort on this team. Number one, to get the young guys ready. Tua Tagovailoa and those leaders would go to the Grants and the Sabainayas and the traders and go, all those guys. Hey, guys, you don't have time to be rookies. We need you this year.
Yeah.
The culture. Everybody together, everybody standing up on the sideline when there's a kickoff, to see it go the way it went. And I could almost live with weeks 2 and 3 because Tua throws picks at the end. I mean, they were driving. They should have beaten New England. He throws an interception. Okay, it's a mistake. What I watched Sunday for 3 quarters was about as disappointed and frustrated as I've been by a South Florida sports team in a really long time. I thought getting beat like that by a bad team was just despicable.
Totally agree.
Those rookies, I can't believe it. I know they're more talented than that. They got rookies, Joe, and if you believe Pro Football Focus, they go in. They're the worst players in the league. How is that possible? I don't know if it's the way they're being utilized, if some of it's coaching, some of it's on them. Usually it's a combination of things. It's just terribly disappointing to see them get gutted the way they are. And it seems to me right now, maybe it's a confidence thing. You played when you don't believe in everything. It could look like you're not trying as hard as you should be. But I'm seeing out there, like there's defensive guys. Sometimes, Joe, a guy makes a play in the backfield. No one's even going over to the guy and jumping on him and stuff. What's going on? It's terribly disappointing.
Yeah. It's the old here we go again when things start to go against them. And we saw that up 17-0. Carolina started running the ball like their old Oklahoma teams or something, the way they were running the football down our throats.
Hey,
anyway.
Joe, I was already thinking it's 17-0. Okay, it's back. We got a big game next week against the Chargers. You get back to 500. And then
that's right.
And then for the thing to go the other way, the way it went that way, and the offense looks great, and then all of a sudden
disappear.
It can't even function anymore.
No.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
You know what, Gold? I didn't mean to mix the really good with the really bad, but we just did it. My man, thank you. I appreciate you coming on, Gold. Thank you so much. Have a good time at the Amaranth Bank family tonight, my man.
Joe, love you, buddy. Thanks.
I'll see you. All right.
See you,
Steve
bye.
Goldstein with this, of course, be off tonight. He'll be working over there. He'll be working at the old arena. Anyway, we got to go to break. We'll be right back after this.
Sports.
What do you know? We're just talking about old school and new school with this football. And by the way, it's just in sports in general, the way you talk to and the way you act as when and basically when you mess up. That's what it's all about. And how bad is the mess up, or the guy keeps making the same mental mistake, or the guy does something really stupid in a game and ends up costing you the game, or it's a huge play and coaches go off on guys. And now you can't do it in a group because you can't humiliate a guy because they're not built for it. Those days are gone. I get it. I'm not saying 100% gone, but 90-something percent. Those days, I can't even think of a coach who could still get away with just letting it rip that's still in the league and really letting you have it.
Dan Campbell seems like
I think Dan Campbell could get after you pretty good. Plus, he's physically,
So they sent us the video of the coach, and I have seen the video, and he does take a swipe at we're talking about the Arizona coach and the running back. He takes a swipe at the guy, and I guess he hits him on the top, his arm or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, that is a brutal mistake. Like, the fact that he didn't tell the guy to go in the locker room and you're off the team right now.
Well, you're not getting with the money and
even Greg Olsen was screaming, I guess, about like they got to cut someone that does it. Like you can't do these things, man.
So at
that level.
That's
the guy's getting paid over $1 million. You can't do that kind of stuff. You just can't.
By the way, if there was somebody who needs to get cut, somebody needs to get cut from the Dolphins to send a message. We don't do it. I'll tell you who does it. The Jets have done it. Aaron Glenn's cut 2 guys. He's cut 2 guys.
Well,
you know the guy that fumbled the kickoff return against the Dolphins in the second half when they had a chance to get the ball, and the guy that fair caught the ball down on the 2-yard line, he got cut.
I'm not so sure the Dolphins are in a position to cut anyone, but
well, that's the whole point.
But they're a friendly organization, man.
But you can't. But it's hard. You can't go around cutting guys that are good players, even when they do something really stupid.
But the coach, he hit the guy on the arm, but then to come out the next day, I had to apologize to everyone.
I think he did.
Come on, man.
I think as much as it sucks, and I'm obviously not from that school, although my dad was tough, he was respectful. I mean, it wasn't like he just, was out of line. My dad was never out of line. I wish he didn't hit as many times he did a few times, but he wasn't out on line why he did it.
But I just think of if one of your guys did that, going into the end zone and just flip the ball out the back before you crossed in. I can't even imagine what that would have been like. I'm guessing nobody did that kind of stuff.
Well, how about this? Shoes didn't believe in celebrations in the end zone.
Oh, well.
You could spike the ball, but if you did anything, Duriel Harris caught a quick post pattern off a blitz, ran in for a touchdown. The guy that was covering him slipped or something. He runs in. He goes to dunk it through the goalpost. He comes down and sprains his knee. He sprains his knee. He misses a game or two, and Shoes let him have it in front of the team. Now, Shoes, these guys today would not, they don't want any part of Coach Shula now. By the way, the team was very aware of who screwed up, and he made it a point in the team meeting to bring it up. He didn't do one-on-one like, hey, come in early. I want to talk to you in my office. He would do that too. I did go in there once too for that.
I don't know. I'm watching this video over. I don't think this coach was out of line, man. That is such an outrageous thing to do.
Well, it had happened once.
It happened the week before.
The league had a chance to see it.
The other thing is, it looks like the guy's looking up at one of those big Jumbotron screens too.
He wanted to see his work.
To see if someone's behind him or whatever. I don't know. I just don't think the coach was out of line, but then to come out and apologize afterwards.
Well,
I'm sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings. Come on, dude.
So there's a chance, Woody. Somebody said, hey, we got some guys pissed off.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And you don't have much of a resume. Probably a good idea to apologize to the team.
Amazing.
There are a lot of guys, man, will say, hey, don't talk to me that way, man. Nobody talks to me that way.
Sure.
It's different.
You want to hear this? This is the you want to hear the apology again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually I woke up this morning and didn't feel great about it, honestly. And so in the team meeting, I addressed it. I apologized to Omari, apologized to the team. And I just told him I kind of let the moment of what happened get the better of me there. Obviously, like I try to be emotionally stable and calm because my job is to solve problems when during a game and kind of lead the charge on that. So it's not really who I am, who I want to be. And I told the guys that today. So it's a mistake by me. And it's just like everybody in there, everybody made some type of mistake yesterday, which is, culminates to why we didn't win the game. And we can't let it happen moving forward.
He doesn't want guys to quit on him. He doesn't want that thing to, like, guys take the player's side.
I'm a member of the
So
newer school, man, and that is just weak.
Yes, it is.
By the way,
It
that
is weak.
play single-handedly cost you that game.
Yes.
I don't hear any of this other crap. And yes, there were some other ridiculous plays, like when you had an interception and you drop the ball into the end zone, they get a touchdown. But that play, you cross the goal line, the game's over. It's 28-3. They ain't coming back from that.
It is.
The game's over. That cost you guys the game and probably your season, because now everything's going to derail from there. Watch this. Watch them.
Yeah. So, it's crazy. My college coach was even crazier. Like, when he lost it, he'd go nuts on players in their face. So I really had a good warm-up of what it was like down here. But, yeah, man, it's a new world, Woody. Don't be spanking those kids, man.
Got to apologize.
Don't shake them and say you're sorry.
I'm so sorry.
If their feelings are hurt, something they did, you make sure you say you're sorry. I was wrong.
Yeah. Everybody
right.
cost us the game, not just you.
All right. Hey, listen, we got Kyle Crabb's going to join us. We're going to talk some guys taking it really hard. Host of Locked On Fins podcast. He's going to join us next. We're going to talk a little bit about this Miami Dolphins and the rookie class coming up.